Hey, what's up everyone? This is Snicked back with another Royal Revolt 2 video. Thanks for checking this out. In this installment, we're just going to be attempting to raid one or two L-shaped base designs. There's a couple of candidates here that I want to have a look at. The L-shaped base design is becoming fairly prevalent and popular right now, and a lot of individuals have asked to see base reviews or a little bit of a demonstration of strategy around dealing with these base designs, especially attempting to do them without scrolls, so without a blessing or a time warp scroll, which is a pretty difficult thing to accomplish here in these in the upper ranks. But we will attempt to demonstrate that. We may end up scrolling in these bases. That's just kind of a painful reality of the current state of the game, especially if you're trying to compete with individuals that are comparable to your level. So that's just a consequence and an effect that's really been in place ever since the monsters came out, and then the Pearl Scrolls came out as well with 1.4 and then 1.4.1. But anyway, we'll have a look and attempt to go into. A lot of people are online right now, so it's difficult to get through, but we'll attempt to get through and look at a couple of different base designs. So the first one, I'm actually going to be looking at that one right now. I know Thean Can Cook has a pretty stereotypical L-shaped base design right now. So does Nvlinh, number 13. So we'll attempt to go in and raid him. Okay. Interesting, just aside here, we're not going to be rating him in this video, but interesting aside here on his base is that he does not have a tower, whether a skull tower or a firebolt tower, across from his pinch point right over here. So I'm not sure if that's a strategic oversight on his part or that's a purposeful omission. Certainly there's going to be a lot of R blasters, frosters, and archers that are going to be camped out here at the pinch point, attempting to prevent your raiding party from advancing out into the L shape, the L-shaped formation of the base. But the lack of a tower here is very helpful, and also means that it does really ultimately free up a troop slot where you don't really need to bring a whole lot of blunt damage into this base, as long as you're taking extra care to bring down the skull towers that you happen upon along the way. But you don't need a range DPS blunt damage like cannons or even gargoyles for that matter, because you don't need anything to fly across this gap to take out the tower that is in here. So just a little aside on hitting that base. But we'll go ahead and try. We did raid the Can Cook last night, so I want to try to look for a different base here. Let's see, William 5'9". No. Maybe. Okay. We'll try to do Nvlinh. He's probably online as well, but we'll go ahead and give him a shot. So we're going to be running the in this particular base, we're going to be running the mummy, the mummy offense. So mummies are really good for soaking up damage, and we're going to be bringing along pyromancers and R blasters. In fact, I'm trying to think of whether or not we're going to swap anything out in order to do that. In fact, you know what? I'm not going to be running mummies here, just because we will need cannons to take out that tower across from the choke point. That's the tower that Datten didn't have, but Nvlinh actually does. And so we're going to go with cannons, pyromancers, and R blasters. Really, kind of my classic setup. Okay, so spawn a cannon right out of the gate. A couple cannons, because we're going to need to bring them up as fast as we can to take out that that skull tower that's across from the pinch point. Okay, so it looks like my troops are probably already getting through. Just going to hang here for just a second and recharge a little bit of energy before moving on. Same scenario here. I'll leave that tower alone. And here for just a sec. Okay, and move forward. And leave that other tower alone as well. Should have enough time in order for my my troops to come up and take out those towers as long as I stay on it and I'm calling them up effectively. Mummies are fairly weakened, so they shouldn't really pose a whole lot of a problem. It's going to be a little challenging to bring this down in time, but we'll see what happens. And I should have just enough time to get off a second scroll here. Okay, and I actually died, as I thought I might there at the last second, but did go ahead and get through the base itself. I got 98%, so I think we probably left one tower behind